Okay, for October, let's see who's first. Scorpius. Okay, so these are the original 13 zodiacs before they changed them to the 12. Scorpio, November 23rd to November 29th. Mercury, Quicksilver, Hematite, Lungs, Thyroid, Wednesday, Topaz. All right, what can we get for Scorpio? Just going to place that over there. What do we want to start off with? Scorpio. Prosecute. Okay, so quite possibly you're going through a legal thing right now, some sort of battle. Prosecuted, to persist in, to carry on, to pursue at law. Maybe you're entering into some sort of law firm, or you're starting a new job with something to do with the law. You're persistent, and no matter what's thrown at you, even the bar or anything like that, you're managing to go above and beyond. Decree. An edict, an order, law, predetermined, purpose, judicial decision. To enact, to award, to determine, judicially, to make an edict, to appoint by edict. So even before you got into law, this could be something that you're really focused on, something that you've always done, even with friends and families. Maybe you were like the middle person. You always managed to find some sort of balance, or you heard out both sides, and based off of your educated experience, you kind of made a, maybe even spiritually made a decision based off the two parties involved. Most of the time keeping yourself out of it. You're really not interested in too much drama. Most Scorpios aren't. They're pretty straightforward. You're down to earth. You don't really want any conflict unless you've been double-crossed, or if somebody stabbed you in the back. That's a whole other story. When it becomes personal for you, that's something different. Okay, what else can we get for Scorpio? Knight of Swords. Again, moving forward, taking charge. You have no problem speaking the truth. Kind of your words are like clouds above other people, and it can be in a negative manner for them, but most of the time when you speak words, you're speaking the truth, unless you've been wronged in some way. Carrying a cape of red and your shoes in red as well. So most likely doing things based off the root chakra. That would be like the will to survive. That would be your free will, family background, or roots, of course. What else can we get for Scorpio? You have no problem battling it out with people, that's for sure. Again, you've got Mercury. Doing your studying is important. This is just a study card, okay? You see him sitting there, kind of meditating, writing. Maybe you're a writer. Maybe that's something you enjoy doing. You could have a journal of your own that you haven't shown anybody, or even just notes of yours that you kind of just put away in a drawer. You really don't share too much of the in-depth side of yourself. Any of the wisdom and knowledge that you've already obtained, you will speak what you need to of that, but most of the time you keep it to yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's playing the cards right as well, not always showing your full hand. There could be forms of addiction, whether it be you or other people around you. Keep in mind that you don't typically like to be puppeteered. You don't want to be controlled by other people. But if you have any sort of addictions or something you overindulge in, this could be used against you. So if this is something that you don't want to deal with, then you need to use more self-control, more focusing on what you need to do, like self-discipline. Like if you're overindulging in something, you acknowledge that. It's up to you. It's a choice, a personal choice, what you want to do. It's a personal choice of whether you want to continue on with that, especially when it comes to certain cycles, whether it be in relationships or anything. If you've acknowledged something already, even if you haven't spoken it outright, then it's up to you what steps you do moving forward. It's your responsibility, your thoughts, your opinions, your actions, your words. Whatever you do is on you. Everything outside of you that's not in your control is not necessarily your responsibility, unless it comes to something like law, or that's your career or your job, or you've taken on the burdens of others. That's a choice, keep in mind. What can we get about the devil here? Devil-like energy, what kind of addictions go with this? So linking yourself into certain things, like once you've tapped into something, maybe you use your addictions or something like that to tap into a higher source, whether it be smoking, drinking, or something like that, you feel more free. But if it's overindulgence, keep in mind that can almost take control over you. It's like a handle. And when things are not left checked, those can be used against you, all right? And you have the abilities to do this on your own. You're creative. You're very responsive when it comes to your surroundings. You hold the keys. You stand in charge. You know, you put your foot down when it comes to certain things. You're not going to back down easily, clearly. So when it comes to yourself, that whole stubborn energy that I'm picking up here may be something you want to take a look at. It's not necessarily surrendering to other people, but more surrendering to your higher self. Being like, listen, I already know I've repeated this the same time and I'm not really happy with it. So what am I going to do moving forward? Other people around you may not really influence you as much as it may seem. So even though you may have groups of friends or something like that, you pretty much are your own authentic self. You stand up for yourself. You have no problem voicing your opinion. If other people are doing a bunch of things, even though you smoke or drink and they get into something harder, it's not necessarily meaning that you're going to join them. But it would be something to be cautious about, okay? Even if it's just a mindset or an attitude. Like everybody at work is doing this a certain way. So it's almost like expected in that scenario that you would do the same, but you don't typically follow the crowd. So you kind of do your own thing. 5 of Coins in reverse. You don't have a lack mentality, really. You're not sharing that mindset with the general population that's still not aware of their own choices, aware that they do have a choice. You're not really following or buying into that. I'm going to say buying into that, especially when it comes to legal matters, when it comes to law firms or anything to do with the judicial system, a lot of the court systems and cops or lawyers or anything. There are people out there that are corrupted by the system itself, almost like sheeps. They kind of herd themselves into a category. And because you know better, because you've gone within, you have the wisdom and knowledge, you're not really susceptible to getting into that. However, if your vices get involved, they may influence the decisions that you're making for yourself, okay? So if you know better, then do not get involved with certain things that are going to take you down, okay? Pyramid. A solid body having triangular sides, meeting at a point to the top. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but there are pyramid schemes. Some people do it with insurance. Some people do it with other means to take advantage of people that may not be awake and aware, that may not be discerning, that may not be tapped into their intuition and know better. So don't get involved with anything like that. If that's something that you're doing right now and you know better, then definitely speak up and say something. If you're worried about losing a job because the people around you are corrupt, then that may not be the place that you want to be. You could still carry your career and do what it is that you enjoy doing elsewhere and be around people that will appreciate your thoughts, your views, your opinions, and stuff like that. Excuse me. This could have something to do with your what do you call it? Like past life as well. When it comes to pyramids, you could be tied, especially through DNA, to any kind of Egyptian rulers or anything like that from the past. Maybe do some brush up of your history when it comes to studying. Find out how far back your genealogy goes, how far back. There's people out there that do genealogy that will research for you, but if you have the capabilities of doing so, I mean, everybody has the internet pretty much at the tip of their hands. They can find out and sift through and discern for themselves the information that they're getting. And you can very well do that research for yourself to find out if you have any ties for that. There's a lot of groups too that tie into the whole idea of ancient Egypt's, their ways of ruling, their secrets, whatever you want to call it. I mean, most things are coming out anyways. It's not really truly a secret anymore. But a lot of cults and groups will use certain information that was passed down from ancestors to their advantage. So that could be something that interests you as well. Pity, sympathy or compassion, ground of pity, thing to be regretted. Maybe you're having some sort of regrets. This could do with your workspace. This could do with your own personal choices that you've come across. Maybe some things that you cling on to because of the pain you experience. You use things as like a crutch or comfort, which could be part of the overindulgence, or quite possibly you could be pitying certain people around you to feel pain or grief for, to sympathize with, to be compassionate. There is nothing wrong with showing compassion to other people and showing sympathy and having that empathy for other people. Just keep in mind, there are certain people, even if they're in their karmic state, that are not awake and aware, that will take advantage of this, okay, Scorpio? So if you yourself personally fall into that and you're used to balancing things out or managing other people's emotions, don't get wrapped up into their karma, because then you take it on as your own, and then that's just piling on more for you to deal with. And you've already got your gifts, talents, and abilities. You are able to be friendly with people around you. Maybe you're the type of person that's like a social butterfly and everybody just kind of gets drawn to you, or they want to use whatever gifts and abilities that you have to kind of benefit themselves, almost like people that chase your success and ride off your coattails. All right. Just be aware of this stuff. It doesn't mean you have to turn away from everybody, but if they're trying to give you like a story of theirs, a sob story, regardless of whether or not it's factual, and then you buy into that, and then it changes your frame of mind, your thinking, how you go about doing certain things in your daily life, don't be swayed, okay? Risk. Hazard, peril, jeopardy. To hazard, to dare, to undertake. For some reason, I'm picking up Undertaker, so this could be like a form of judgment as well. Almost like Anubis, the one that has to weigh certain things out, or that's responsible for making judgments on behalf of other people. If you're doing anything that's going to put you in jeopardy or risk something that you've worked really hard for, use the knowledge that you already have, okay? Logically speaking, if it were to be based off emotions and logic in a situation, do you go this certain way because you feel pity for another person, or do you take the logical route? And I'm not saying out of selfishness, but more self-perseverance. Like you're keeping things that you've worked hard for yourself, without risking losing it just on behalf of another person, because it's almost like a save me sort of thing. And they're reaching out their hand. Mind you, they can pull you in with them, right? All right, what else we got? Let's see, past life oracle card for Scorpio. What can we get? I'm just curious now for past life things. Oh, that kind of wanted to stay hidden away. What was that? Transportation. Very well, you can be in movement at this time. Maybe you've already been taking a lot of business trips. You've been going far. Maybe that's something that your business already has you doing, like it's a part of it. Travel is a part of your business. It's something that you've already gotten used to. Maybe you have a company vehicle that makes you travel, that allows you to travel from A to B, and you don't really have to worry about like gas money or anything like that. Something to do with crossing bridges. There could have been a point in your time where you were stuck on the one side of the bridge and you didn't know how to get across. This could be like part of the emotional balance as well. What you struggled with in the past, maybe these were past traumas or something like that. And you finally found a link or a way across the bridge. And this could be through what you do and how you help other people. And it's almost like your free pass to board. This could be a part of your keys as well, from what you've learned already, from the things that you've gone through. I want to put this over here away from the kind of addiction energy. So maybe you're already starting to realize certain things and you're pulling your energy away from certain people and you're just kind of doing your own thing. You keep your circle more small, or maybe you've separated from energies that were kind of feeding off you. Yeah, pick and choose your battles. Again, past life oracle card, wars and battles. You yourself could have been like a knight or a warrior or a soldier or something like that. So that sort of mentality, that sort of energy, that sort of Mercury energy has allowed you to get past any of the challenges that you've already come across. And you keep pushing forward. You have no problem with compromise, but at the same time, you have no problem confronting people either. Like if they're doing you wrong or doing another person wrong, you have no problem walking up to them and saying what you need to say. You're not going to be pulled into like third-party situations that you know full well are not your responsibility. You're like, sorry, no, I'm good. You might even cut them off mid-conversation too, while they're trying to get your sympathy. And you just stand your ground. You're allowed to have healthy boundaries. What else can we get for past life? This wars and battles. This could have been something that's passed down in history for you. So now it's come to you here in 2024. There is no reason whatsoever, with all the knowledge that we've accumulated as a general collective, to have any sort of wars or battles. The only war that's going on right now would be a spiritual one, and it's within ourselves, between the duality of light and dark within ourselves. Finding that balance between masculine and feminine. Food and hunger. And this could be something that your ancestors experienced. So that kind of lack mentality, not having enough, fearing that things will, there'll always be a shortage or something like that. I believe you've already stepped out of that. I think you've already learned that lesson. Can I get a card for food and hunger? The other two energies were clear, but the food and hunger. Skepticism. He's kind of given the side eye. Yeah, so when it comes to having that lack mentality, maybe other people around you have the lack mentality. You kind of look at them sideways. You know full well you will accomplish whatever you set out to do. If you set out to pass an exam, if you set out to gather something like hunter-gatherer mentality, if you set out to get something for yourself, you will get it. And anybody else around you that's kind of pulling at that lack mentality to get you back into that mind frame, again, could be with any form of addictions or something that you're overindulging in. Could be food as well. I think you figured out that you don't need to do that at all. You don't need to have that negative mentality. You kind of stand on your own. You're ready to battle, whether it be with other people or just the inner thoughts that you carry right now at this time. Because we all, there's moments where we have a bit of lack thinking. It's just old programming that we're trying to get out of. I mean, I speak for myself, but honestly, the way most of us were raised. What else can we get here? What can we get for Scorpio? crown chakra. So your lineage itself very well could be people pulling on your energy, your crown chakra. This would be your connection to the higher source, whatever you want to call it. If you're religious, it would be God connection. If you're not religious, you're more spiritual. This is like connection to your source. This is your keys. This is being able to tap into a higher vibrational frequency and do what it is that you love. There are lots of people, it feels like, pulling on this energy right now. So maybe do cleansing, maybe do what you need to do to protect your crown chakra. If you don't know anything about this, that's fine. You're more than welcome to watch some of my other videos. There's a lot of other readers that will give in-depth description on how to properly go about cleansing your crown chakra or protecting yourself for when it comes to that. You can do your own research as well, but there's lots of things out there. I don't want to say false information, but there's information that can get jumbled up and maybe have you on a different path of how to protect yourself. But it mainly starts with you, ultimately. Okay? What is it that you're using to cope? What is it that you're doing to cope? Even if it's not like a physical thing, it could be just a way of thinking. What is it, your coping mechanisms that you've learned? Are they healthy or are they not so healthy? What else can we get about wars and battles? Actually, I'm called for the transportation one here. What can we get about the transportation? Maybe you need to go and check your vehicle out, something that's not seen. There could be energy being played on your vehicle right now. Maybe have it checked out. Or if you're traveling long distances, there's something that was not told to you currently, right now. Whether it be in your job or family life, something is not being spoken. And it's funny, I pulled that out just after crown chakra. So this could have to do with family ties. Something that's not being said. This could have to do with a tower moment that's already passed as well. A lot of tears. Something that was heartbreaking. Could have to do with Cancerian. What is the zodiac? Not a zodiac. The Chinese for dog. What birthday is that? I'm not fully familiar with the Chinese zodiacs. But the one for dog, there's two of them in the background here. That's significant. I'm not sure why that's coming out. Pardon me. Maybe you're planning on getting one. It could be man's best friend. So whatever you hold, maybe your own best friend. But something to do with the birth date for that. What else can we get for transportation? And what number is this? 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 after 10. So that's 18. 1 and 8 is 9. Completion. So whatever this is that's hidden, once you find this out, you got a lot of red and blue too with the flowers. Once you find this out, you'll be able to speak more clearly or make a better decision based off of something. Whatever information this is pertaining to the crown chakra. It'll be a form of completion. Once you find that and you've got the telescope or whatever in the background there on the other building too. So maybe take a closer look at certain things that's presented in front of you. I don't know if you could see that. Yeah. Take a closer look at what's being put in front of you for you to see so that you can make better choices in whatever's coming your way right now. What else can we get? Let's get the 3 of Cups in reverse. Can you clarify that? You're not dealing with certain people, or you've cut certain people out. Not taking offers from other people. Not partying or celebrating with other people. And it's right under here too for the addiction. So maybe you're holding back drinking. Oh. You know what's interesting about this? You got the Knight of Clubs. What's interesting about this is this horse here, I know it's an animal, has the same kind of look as this gentleman here on his face. That sort of side-eye thing again. What does that come from? Is it Da Vinci? Where he has the self-portrait and it's kind of like from the side view, portrait of his face, and he's kind of like looking at you with the one eye. I don't know. You're very quick. Maybe quick to speak, quick to decide, quick to judge, possibly. It's not that you don't do it without understanding, but Knight of Clubs. This could also be to a partner of yours. Maybe whatever methods they're coming in on, whatever horse they're riding in on, or whatever ideas they're coming in on. This could be part of like your job as well. He has made you look at them a certain way. What can we get for that? Celibacy, the unmarried state, a single life. So it's quite possible that you're not interested in the whole marriage idea right now, at least not the general, what would you call that? What would you call that? Like not the typical marriage that you seek. You're happy staying single. I'm not saying that you're maybe not experiencing moments with other people in your life, but you're quite happy being on your own. I'm not sure why that's coming out. Maybe other people around you are trying to convince you to get in deeper with a partnership that you're already in, or convincing you to go on your own. One of the two. This could be friends or family. Simmer. So you're just kind of sitting in the ideas. You're thinking with yourself. Simmer, to boil gently. All right, so it's like a raise in temperature. This could be sitting with yourself and the thoughts are maybe boiling up within. Maybe there is something that you need to speak or say out loud. Maybe there's questions you want to ask. I would ask the questions. If you have some questions, just ask. Can we get a love oracle card for Scorpio? More information about that. If you want to ask questions with those that are still with us. If you're more in tune to the spiritual side, you're allowed to ask questions from your past over loved ones, recent, or anybody in your ancestry. Those energies that are tied to you, especially through DNA, you're allowed to ask. But can we get a love oracle card for Scorpio? What about the love situation? Single or not single? Ooh, soulmates. Soul connection, partnership, agreement, and soul contract. Keep in mind that if you are one of those people that do understand the whole idea of contracts before we come into the existence of the 3D, okay? This could be somebody that's come into your life just recently, and maybe you're contemplating whether or not you want to stay in the single kind of celibate energy, or if you want to get more deeply involved with somebody. Keep in mind that your existence, your earth, yourself, your own little universe, when you bring another person into your energy, that's going to come with certain ties that they are tied to, whether it be friends, family, any karmic debts or anything like that. So you have to be fully prepared. You have to acknowledge what it is that you're taking on, especially any burdens or any bad habits or anything like that. It is a responsibility. I think you already know that though. I like you, whether you're single or you're with somebody right now and it's not official. Someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun, flirting, want to date. So you could be taking your time. There's no rush. Or maybe you're in a contract right now that's not really working out to your liking and you would like to go on your own. Keep in mind, if you're going to separate from a contract, you must learn the lesson that was placed there for you, that you got yourself into. Learn the lessons from it without envy, jealousy, or anything like that. None of the lower vibrational thoughts and feelings and emotions with that. You have to stay balanced and you have to learn the lesson that was put there for you. So I keep, let's say, I keep getting in a karmic relationship over and over and over again. It always seems the same. What is it that I'm supposed to be learning? Learn from it before you move on to the next stage, okay? And what else we got? Photograph. So maybe you're looking at old photos, maybe of old past lovers, or just photos of good times, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, making new memories. This could be you or somebody else that's thinking about you. They could be pulling on your energy as well if you haven't ended that contract. This could be this other person here, this Knight of Clubs, as he's got the Cape of Green there. But you're not interested in taking offers from other people or partying with them. So you could be changing your lifestyle. Maybe you're used to partying in the past and now you're kind of taking the more calm, going outdoors sort of route instead of going to the nightclubs or party scene or anything like that, or getting totally messed up and then regretting it the next day, sort of. More of a homebody, wanting to stay at home, wanting to study. You already travel enough as is, or you traveled before, and you know, you kind of just want to take it easy. You've battled it out more than enough with most people. Most of the battles, the energy I'm getting this, most of the battles that you've come across with other people, you've succeeded in that. One last thing. What else can we get? Can we get more on the Three of Coins? Good catch. Okay, Three of Coins. Again, these are your keys, your gifts, talents, and abilities. So you got the Seven of Cups. Lots of options to choose from. You're not always going to know what's going to come for the options that are in front of you. But like I said, ask questions. You're knowledgeable. You have the wisdom and discernment. So just ask. Maybe be more in a childlike state too when it comes to asking questions. Like no expectation for what the answer is going to be. You just ask. And one last card for Scorpio. Yeah, third eye chakra. Use your gifts for good, okay? Use them to help you. Use them to guide you. Use them to make decisions in a healthy manner. Use them to direct you on the path that you want to go on. Use your third eye to see into things, not necessarily to pry, but to see things ahead of time, almost like a chess game, okay? And one last thing. Yeah, consequential. Following as the effect or pompous. So you know full well, whatever decisions you make, the consequences or reaping the benefits are going to be on you. It's a responsibility. Hopefully that helps.